ain't independent, ho, I'm all about my businesses. I consistently continue to bring energy and on that keep it popping like I'm full of electricity. Try to hold me out, I wish you would have the audacity. Take a reflexive, now I'm shitting on the industry. Self-made not a title, cause it's my identity. And wear it on my skin like it's a part of my ethnicity. Mary keep on blowing like instruments in a symphony. They keep a player buzzing like Twitter when you mention me. Being 100's a everyday living tendency. And ain't faced by hating, it makes me increase my intensity.
YouTube world, what it do? What is good, everybody, on this hump day? Y'all know normally around these times on Wednesday between 9 and 10, I normally gave y'all that time all the time. Big shout out to IE Sports Radio. You're the direct feed for all that is sports. Big shout out to them. They gave me a little bit more confidence to do what we doing now. But you know where you tune into. It's the one-man force eyes and flavor of DFW Sports. Rocking everything DFW up in the Metroplex. You know, the super fan from the DFW land. Y'all see the decor in the background. But, you know, it's been kind of grimy. But let's cut the lights on one time, man. Got a little things to get up off his chest for the day. As, you know, the Mavericks just got their ass stomped, which that is going to be for the rest of 2025. That is basically going to be a usual, you know, a usual sighting to see basically the Mavericks getting all stepped on. Got post game coming up for that game against the Milwaukee Bucks as the Mavericks get blown out by 30. But there are, I don't want to say there are any positives, but you'll just look at this game and just see, bro, they just don't have the horses. A lot of people will say they cursed. It is what it is. Talk about some Cowboys talk. Zach Martin officially hangs it up. He has his presser at the Star. You know, he says his farewells, his goodbye will look a bit over about what he had going on in his presser for his retirement. And then on top of that, we'll talk about Dak Prescott getting his contract restructured, basically giving you a lot of space to work with under the cap if you're the Cowboys. And then on top of that, we'll get into what Jerry Jones is talking about, free agency and more of the offseason to come. So, man, I got a little bit of things to get up off his chest, but let's run it to the Dallas Mavericks real quick one time. Let's run it to them, as this is how it is, man. Mavericks get their ass swiped. They get wiped tonight, man, by 30 by the Milwaukee Bucks. And I'm going to be honest with you, it felt like Milwaukee was just, they really took it easy on the Mavericks. I honestly feel like they showed pity for the Mavericks. I mean, the crowd that was there, I mean, the Bucks got up big, but it was like, bro, they was like, this ain't even really fair. They weren't really in it. They tried their hardest to be in the game, but they knew this was a wipe session coming to happen, and that's exactly what happened. The Mavericks got wiped. They got cleaned out, man, and like I said, this is something that's going to normally happen all the time, but just looking at, you know, you looking at the game within itself, for having the players that you had, they did all they could do. That's not saying that's a good thing or whatever. It's only what it is that you could have it to be. They're not going to be able to play no good defense, which the GM thought they were making better defensive assignment moves, which if it's healthy, you could say that argument, but we can't have that argument. You know why? Because nobody's healthy. Nobody started healthy. In the beginning, in the middle of this, nobody stayed healthy. And as you see, we going to end not being healthy. So what can you do? You roll out less dudes than you have injured. Come on, you got more dudes than you have actually available to play. You're going to get stomped, especially against a Milwaukee Buck team that got Giannis Antetokounmpo and Dame Lillard, who Dame went off. But you looking at the details, the Mavericks still, there's no laying down in them. They just ain't got no weapons to fight with. That's all that is. Unfair or fair, doesn't matter if it's GM fault or just the reality of the situation, which two things can be true, but they just don't have enough horses to play with, bro. They don't have enough horses to give it a run. But, I mean, they tried to fight. They tried to fight, shoot 45%. That ain't terrible. But when you give up 58% shooting from the field defensively, now that's terrible. No matter who you got out there. What else we looking at? They hit 13 threes. I mean, 33% ain't good, but damn, you still hit 13 threes. They jacked up a lot of threes, which when they jack up a lot of threes, look at the free throw attempts. Only 10 free throw attempts. So basically, you got conservative. You couldn't attack. The Milwaukee Bucks team basically punked you. They punked you. They punked you. Now it just seemed like my man Lil CJ said, bro, you cursed. You cursed. But hey, I mean, all you can do is just chalk it up and let this be a valuable lesson in life to all of us, man. There's a lot of times we have a lot of great things that's going for us and good and great things that can benefit our future. You can say it's not generational talent like Luka, but it's your life. So your life got to be the most, talented that it got to be. And we fuck it off. You know what I'm saying? We fuck it off for something in the short term or whatever it could be. Not seeing the future and what you got going on. So, hey, I mean, it is what it is. We all make those mistakes. And the one thing it is, and I'm not excusing it, if you knew better, then you'll do better. Unfortunately, in this situation for the Mavericks, Nico thought he could do better. And like he say, when you put it all on, when they get out there on the court, it might make some sense. Only problem is they can't get out there on the court. Now, you got an ACL injury with Kyrie Irving, who might not be the same, which, like he said, if he's going to come back, it'll have to be around this same time, 2026. You know what I'm saying? And that to say there, what are you going to do in between time? Oh, yeah, you think you're going to get Kevin Durant? I don't think that's still going to work. But the way you done fried this shit, the way you built all your connections and all that type of stuff, all them relationships you built through the NBA, to everybody else that's watching that has those relationships that's with Nico is watching the Mavericks now and see the toxicity that's coming, this dumpster fire of toxicity that's around here. Bro, you just fucked yourself. And that's just where we're stuck at. We're stuck in a situation where we're fucked in more ways than one. And yeah, we did get spanked. And that's just that's just the situation. And that's what's going to happen. What, you had 8 players available? I did see them beat the Miami Heat with 9 players available, but damn, 8? Shoot. But like I said, man, too many threes, you're jacking up. But then when you're down by 36, damn near 40 points, you're going to have to do something. But I mean, rebounding wise, that's this stat right here is where they've been getting crushed at regardless, just because they haven't had no bigs. Forget AD, you're not having PJ, Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively. That right there is been hurting you the whole time. I don't want to say throw Luka aside or anything like that, but you just haven't had your bigs to be healthy. So that is really where you got your ass whooped tonight. You couldn't get no boards. But look at the assists. They still moved the ball. Now, there were still a lot of times offense got stagnant and the Bucks defense just punked on the Mavericks. It is what it is. But this is a little trend that I'm starting to see with the Dallas Mavericks. I'm just, whatever positive can be. I'm not going to be miserable, although I have every right to be, but that's not in my DNA. All we can do is control what we can control. It's a fucked off situation, but if you come from where I come from, and I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all who came through certain areas, certain avenues, certain upbringing, we make the best out of the worst situations. You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot of times what you get haters for. You know what I'm saying? A lot of haters want to see, y'all not going, you ain't going, now that this and that, you ain't, man, please. And you just keep, you tell about it, but then you go on and be about it. So that's all the Mavericks can do. And if you're a Maverick fan still supporting the players, that's all you can do, because they're in the worst situation. The players are in the worst situation. And I said this from the jump. That's where I've been so firm standing on it. But, I've had my times where I'm, he might go back and forth with several other people. But, hey, like I told you, you fan how you want to fan. But I don't like how people are like trying to be miserable about it. Bro, as much as done happened to the Mavericks this year, I get it. It's enough to make you miserable. But why, bro? It is a sport. This is a getaway. I get it, but the sport and life is almost the same thing. Things can be bad, but if you keep pushing along, man, so sooner or later you're gonna do something. Sooner or later you're gonna do something. And all he can say for the Mavericks, you just gotta to sit here and tank. I told you in the beginning that is not even in the vocabulary. I don't care for what tank for what. Nah, you said you're here to win now. So by all means, you better try to win now. Now, we all know what should happen. Anthony Davis should sit out for the rest of the year. So that's probably the next update that you're going to basically get here coming out. And every time they open their mouth, what did I say yesterday on the line? Every time the Mavericks open their mouth about something, what happens? Something bad happens. So they're going to open their mouth and make the smart decision to let Anthony Davis go ahead and sit out. But with them being that was their whole move and everything, bro, some bad else is going to happen. I hope not. Mavericks were +7 in the turnover category. You know what I'm saying? They only turned the ball over 10 times, but you give up 22 fast breaks. I mean, you're getting points in the paint at the same time. So it's like, you still shot too many threes, and basically you couldn't get no rebounds. That's going to get you whooped. And Dame Lillard, of course, the man went berserk in there, giving you 34 points. I mean, he stepped all up over the Mavericks today, like, for real. Giannis had 32. So you see how good it feels to have two stars out there to be able to wield the load? Because outside of that, AJ Green was the other Buck that okay, you got Kyle Kuzma, but other than that, that's all that was. Mavericks, Klay Thompson, we finally got, I think he had a season high with the Mavericks tonight. Hold on, bro. What is it, 60? You're what? 63 games in this? You're 63 games in this, and you're just now getting a season high, and that's 28 points? Whoa, now. How? Why? How? Come on, Cletus. You're killing me, Petey. But, he give you 28 points. He finally did some things. He took 27, 28 shots tonight. 6 threes. You take what you can get. Max Christie, we're going to leave way much more than you. Unfortunately, the bear of the responsibility has been put up on your shoulders now. And this is thanks to Nico and this organization with they goofy asses. But he gave you 13 points in 36 minutes. I think a lot of people keying on him. Spencer Dinwiddie, again, he's not giving you nothing. Dwight Powell, okay, we don't really expect too much. But Najee Marshall, I always said he should come into play a lot much more. 10 of 18 from the field, bro. His mid-range game, that Najee floater that he gets inside the lane, bro, that works. That works for me. So that's how that's the only way you can look at it. But Brandon Williams, on the second 10-day contract, bro, with as many players that you got out and most likely putting Anthony Davis on the shot, and then you don't have Kyrie on top of that, bruh, and Jaden Hardy is going to be out for a while. You need to find a way to keep Brandon Williams on the squad. He's earned this opportunity. He's earned it. 34 minutes, 14 points, but bro, he shows he's earned this opportunity. It's just like Jaden Hardy. It reminds me of Jaden Hardy. Jaden Hardy was a dude that was killing it in the G League. Every time you look up, he damn near averaging about 26-7 points a game, eating. He comes in the NBA and he gives you some moments. Brandon Williams is doing the same thing. I kind of see the resemblance of that. So, another nasty night for the Mavericks, bro. And like you say, expect tomorrow the PR to come out for the Mavs to say that they're going to rest Anthony Davis for the rest of the year, which would actually probably be the smartest thing that they could do. But once you do that, you already toast, bro. You already toast. What up, big bro? What's good, big bro? Yeah, the season over. You hope to get a good draft pick. I mean, the fucked up part about all this is this will be your last draft pick until another 3-4 years. Like, you ain't eating, bro. This will be your only one. So you're going to have to cash all the way in on this. bruh. You know, now, you know, you threw. Even me, I threw stones in the glass house. Now you looking at it like, bro, it wasn't smart for. I mean, but at the same time, I knew it wasn't smart. I told y'all from the jump, I'd still rather have Luka. Don't get it twisted. I'd still rather have Luka. I don't give a fuck what doesn't happen. I wouldn't have made that move like that. And if I was gonna trade for Anthony Davis, I would have did that like prior to the season starting, not middle of the season, because I could have did without Klay Thompson. I knew we needed another shoot, but see, I told y'all this yesterday. A lot of people like, bro, Klay Thompson ain't the same Klay Thompson. So right when I told you, right when he made that move, antenna should have went up, and everything been going downhill since then, bro. Everything, bro. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Prime Kyrie was amazing. We'll probably never see it again. Thanks, Nico and the Mavs organization. I mean, it's a total damn shame. And then Jason Kidd want to bring his goofy ass out there and talk about him getting injured had nothing to do with the minutes on. I mean, you know, bro, it's one or two things. You're either saying you're putting too much load management on him for the simple fact that you traded Luka Doncic, or you're gonna say that it's the curse of Luka Doncic because you traded him and talk bad. Like I said, for me, it's not the trade, it's the way you went about it afterwards. Like, bro, you been dragging Luka through the mud, bro, and look what's happening. Look who's paying for it. Y'all not paying for it. Y'all billionaires. Y'all don't give a fuck. They don't give a damn. They don't. They don't. Danny, what's up, bro? What's up? My Lakers play Saturday night. Celtics fans talking so much shit. Well. The rivalry is now reinstilled thanks to Nico Harrison and the Dallas Mavericks giving y'all. Now, hold on, man. Nah, bro. Hold on. I ain't gonna let you just keep on, ragging on, Let me do the ragging, Let me do the ragging. Because if it isn't for us, Lakers wouldn't be high keying the way it is right now, Although they were still in good position anyway, but now they really pumping their chest out like my man Danny is. They really pumping their chest. And who wouldn't be? You get a Luka Doncic, I'd be pumping my chest out too. But, whoa down there, Waterson. Whoa down, Waterson. But Celtic fans talk as much shit as anybody else out there, Especially when it comes to the Lakers. Those are rivalries that y'all both talk a lot of shit about each other. And y'all got all the banners. So let the shit talking begin. I think it's gonna hit different for the Lakers this go round, just because you already got pocket sevens, Luka Doncic. You already know what that brings to the table. But then to pair him with LeBron, bro, it's Showtime magic. Will it be enough? I don't know, but I know them two players alone is gonna give you for sure a damn chance to get it in there. So, and now you just looking at how the Mavericks go about it. Like I said, Anthony Davis, I expect him to sit for the rest of the season, and it's just gonna continue to be a disaster on the court and off the court. See, this is a situation that you can't escape, you can't fix, you can't even heal. You're going to have to go through the rest of this season, watch the NBA playoffs, which basically you'll see Luka Doncic in the playoffs. You're going to have to watch all of that. And then after that, you're going to have to go through the summer. And then once everything starts getting ready to kick off in the fall, here are you juggling certain, this player's injured or how, at this time, bro, you ain't got no choice but to let everybody heal and try to make it come back. Nah, I don't know. I don't care about no Lakers. Luka the Don, though. I don't care about that. But hey, bro, like you said, it won't be no more game kickback nights up in here for sure. Won't be none of that. We'll just keep doing post games, and we're gonna just start wrapping up a whole bunch of sports coming up in there, because it's the more and more you keep talking about the Mavericks, it's either gonna frustrate you it's either gonna confuse you or you're just like, bro, all you can do is just try to look for things that you can take forward going to the next season. So don't think about no champion. See, you fucked up your championship window this year, and you most likely fucked up your championship window next year. So that we're looking for 2 to 3 years from now, man. You just cut 2 years off of it. So you got 1 year. One. What? Goofy. Shout out to all the players praying for Kyrie, Dwight Howard. Yeah. Isaiah, Kevin Love, LeBron, Luka. Yeah, bro. They hated to see it from him. And a lot of people are just more like, bro, I told you Kyrie put it upon his shoulder to help this city heal. He did his best. And the week of, you're supposed to get the reevaluation of Anthony Davis. This happened. So let it be known it's supposed to happen. Let it be known it's supposed to happen. But, prayers up for Kyrie, bro. I'm glad to see him in great spirits. Of course, things are going to be different. Things are going to be different. And things have already been big time different coming up in here. But that's how I go, bro. That's how I go. Ain't too much we can do about it. It is what it is. I don't want to say, well, sooner or later you're gonna have to move on. So it's one thing to forgive, but it's another thing to forget. You're in a situation with Nico and them. Ain't no forgiving or forgetting. So me personally, the players still out there battling. As you see, players get hurt. And out of all teams, we should know that. That's why I'm still gonna root for the players. I think I got a little lick on somebody basically giving up them season tickets, so it give him a chance to holler some things down there, somewhat. It is what it is, bro. Like I said, it ain't really too much to even talk about. It's a dreadful start. And like I said, even if Anthony Davis could play, why play him? Because you don't have a guy to get him the ball. Spencer Dinwiddie, Dante Exuma, okay, but he ain't creating offense like that. But damn, bro, could I say PJ, Anthony Davis, Daniel Gafford, could that give you something to stay in the play-in? Maybe, but why? And if you're trying to tank, like he said, I get it. If you're going to have this only draft pick for basically, because what is it, 25? You won't have another one for another 3-4 years? Shoot, why not tank? Only what good is that going to get you? You're probably not even going to move up that far, but you give yourself somewhat of a shot. I don't see it, though. I don't see it. What is Jason Kidd talking about? He played 38 minutes for 9 straight games. And not to mention, he balled. Like, he balled out. This wasn't like, no, he was just out there. It might have been 2 games he had up under 20 points. But outside of that, the man putting up 30s. My man gave it all he could, bro. And I know he cried because a lot of things went through his mind. You trying to get this contract. You trying to help the city heal. He know this was the last thing for it to happen. And you keep saying, the Mavericks right about now is just like the Texas weather. We say it out here, man. If you think it is what it is now, just wait a little bit, wait a little bit later on. It's going to change on you. And that's that's exactly what the Dallas Mavericks are going through. Typical Texas weather. Straight up. And it is what it is. Ain't too much we can say about it. But man, let's kind of move away from the Dallas Mavericks on that term, bro. Like I said, all they can do is just keep fighting and trying to do some things and get better from there. So, hey, we'll see what Kyrie does. And like I said, if he comes back, it'll be close to around this same time next year. So, and that's basically a whole season. I don't know where the Mavericks will be at that time, but I don't think it'll be worth it for him to come out there and do something. Almost had another 50, 40, and 90 season. Definitely went out swinging, bro. He went out on a shield. He went out on his shield, and that's kind of where I'm going at with the Dallas Mavericks. I'm going out on my shield with him. Damn sure for the rest of this year. He can't do nothing but go out on his shield for it. So it is what it is. Let's see what we want to talk about next. Let me throw in some Dallas Cowboy content. And like I said, for the Mavericks, they'll play Friday against Memphis. That's most likely another ass whooping. No, I ain't no most likely. That will be another ass whooping that you scheduled to have upon you. So, yeesh. But hey, can they keep fighting? Let's see what the news come out. If Nico been this stupid, I mean, if he been this stupid this go long, he'll probably continue to be stupid. But somebody should advise him to not have Anthony Davis come out and play. That's just look. And like you say, bro, I wouldn't even go to the games no more. Don't even show up, bro. Or sit in the locker room. From now on, when you see the American Airlines Center, when the Mavericks are in there, them boys gonna be empty. Empty. Nico make Jerry Jones look like bro. I never thought I would ever see the day. I never thought I would ever see the day that a front office in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas for a sports team will be more criticized and just more hated than the Joneses, how they run the Cowboys. I never thought I'd be allowed to see that. And here we are. And I mean, that shit happened within a month span. A month span. Bro, hey. You couldn't even exaggerate and write this type of story. That's how thrown off and fucked up it is. Like, bro, I couldn't even write this type of script. Who could even write this? Everybody say the NBA is rigged. There's a script. Well, who the fuck picked this script right here, man? Hell nah, bro. Nah, bro. That was bad script. How did we get this script? Out of all teams, how did we get this script? Man, please. That's how it go, man. But Jerry, all the moves the Cowboys been making, the restructuring and all that type stuff, the re-signings. And right when you're ready to give Jerry Jones his props and everything, he comes out and says some outlandish shit. He come back and say some outlandish shit. I bet all the Mavs fans take back all the stuff they said about Mark Cuban. The day after the trade happened, I said Mark Cuban is not absolved from blame from all of this. I said it. Now, I did say, damn, let this see how it plays out. And as it plays out, it's been a total catastrophe. And that's an understatement. But I kept saying the pieces out there, it can work. If they're out there, they're just not out there. That's why it's been a bad trade. I did say I don't like the trade. I would still rather have Luka, but let's see how this plays out. Now, I did say a lot of people are going to blame Nico, but a lot of people don't need to overlook Mark Cuban. I straight up said that, and I've been saying it. Like, bro, Mark Cuban, you don't get away from this, bro. And like I said, what really happened is he created a monster, good or bad, good and bad. You know what I'm saying? Because you found another talent that could take over for Dirk. You handed generational talent keys over to another superstar. And for some reason, you came into the beginning making sure that he would want to stay in Dallas. That was the total mindset of Mark Cuban. Okay, we got this talent now. He's younger, with everybody's creating these super teams, and it's real popular to be moving around. What can I do to make sure he stay around? And he appeased Luke. He did everything for Luka. All Luka demands he went for. But at the same time, and as well he should have, but at the same time, you create a monster. You create a monster, especially at a young age. And like I said, good or bad. I'm just saying, if you were 25 and you were given the key, let's say you're talented, you got all this talent, you were given the keys to a whole city, and people try to tell you what to do, and you're like, bruh, I'm the reason y'all getting checks in here. Fair or unfair? How would you actually feel if you're trying to run something? Now, a lot of people have said, man, if we win, I'm gonna shut the fuck up. Well, that's normally what's supposed to happen, but those are people who know basketball. They they sit there and shut up until their tolerance is high because your production is high. But no production means the tolerance is low. But when you bring in people who are not basketball like, you get what you get. You get what you get. You think Mark Cuban had a foot in it? I don't think he had a foot in trading Luka. What I'm saying is he created a monster, good or bad. And if you sell this team to people who are not basketball folks, who are just billionaires, and they just, all it's about is money, it's not about basketball with them. You're selling that to the highest bidder, to a money grabbers. You should have known if you're gonna look, Cuban, you sold out for money. The ownership just sold out everything what you worked for the past 27 years. That's how it goes. Ain't that how it go? Nico and them traded their generational talent for older injury-prone talent and banking on Kyrie to carry the load. What happened? It all collapsed in front of them. Mark Cuban, you built the Mavericks back up to a respectable franchise. Dirk had a lot to do with that. And then here comes Luka. And you mean to tell me you sold it out for however much money you got for, and you sold out, and look what happened when you sold out. Everything that you built up collapsed. It's all poetic. It's all poetic. You create a monster, good and bad, that you can't tell nothing to. And you sign him over to billionaires who have no interest really about basketball. They're just really worried about where can we put our next casino at. There you go. There you go. Now, Mark Cuban wasn't the one who pulled the trigger, but like he say, you set the motion. You set the play up, bro. You set the play up. Because when you sell out like that, you could have sold it to anybody else who had some basketball sense, but you sold it to a billionaire. You sold it out for the money. Well, here you go. And like you say, everything Mavs fans has represented here for about the last 25 years, they done thrown it. Bro, it all go hand in hand. It's all poetic. It's all poetic, bro. It's all poetic. You think Kyrie can be a top 5 map? Top 5? That's hard to say top 5. I mean, to go through a year that he went through, right, it'll never be forgotten. But a lot of people feel like Kyrie didn't show up in the finals going against Boston, which, I mean, there's some truth to that. He struggled. He struggled in the finals. But he's only been here, 3 years? He came, 2023? Then you had 2024, and then this year. I mean, Top 3, I mean, of course, you got Dirk, you got Luka. Then after that, I mean, you can still, I mean, is he better than Jason Terry? Is he better than Jason Kidd? I mean, it'd be hard just because he doesn't have the body. He doesn't have the longevity of body of work for a Maverick. Just as a pure Maverick as the other Mavericks have had. I probably, would say that, but he damn sure itching around it, bro. He can make an argument. I put it to you that way. He damn sure can make an argument. For real. For real. I did say I was going to get into some Cowboy content. What happened? Let's just jump into some Cowboy stuff, man, because I'm depressed talking about the map. I don't want to say I'm depressed. I ain't miserable, but it's like, bro, I'm just waiting on the news AD is going to be out, and then we'll see where we go from there. So let's switch up the vibe. And let's take it to AT&T Stadium background, baby, where, we're going to talk about some Cowboys. Now, your boy Zach Martin has retired, and he had his official retirement post, his presser going on. just want to get a little bit. I'm not going to listen to the whole thing because it was about 30 minutes long. It's about 9:45 right now, but we'll get a good look at what he got going on, the emotions he had coming into this.
For coming. You gotta love the practice highlights in the offensive line room. You love it. I prepared a little something here. Bear with me. It'll take a few minutes. Football has been a part of my life since I was 7 years old. It shaped me, challenged me, and gave me my purpose. From suiting up from the St. Matthew Warriors in the 3rd grade to chasing state championships at Bishop Chatard, 5 incredible years at Notre Dame, and every moment in the NFL, I've been fortunate to live out a dream that so many only imagine. After 11 unforgettable seasons with the Dallas Cowboys and a lifetime dedicated to the game of football, the time has come for me to step away from the game that has given me so much. On May 8th, 2014, my life changed forever when I was drafted by the Dallas Cowboys. I had no idea Dallas was even a possibility, but when I got the call, I was hungry and motivated to make a difference. Walking into that locker room for the first time was intimidating. I was joining a team full of legends, guys I had spent years watching and admiring. Jason Witten, Tony Romo, DeMarco Murray, Des Bryant, Sean Lee. These were the faces of the franchise, and now I was one of their teammates. But I've always said I was drafted into a perfect situation. This was a team on the cusp of something special, built around a dominant offensive line and a strong run game. I was the final piece to the puzzle up front, and I was determined to prove that I belong. Maybe it was because I was a rookie who didn't know any better, but I was having the time of my life, as much fun as I was having since I was 7 years old. That year turned out to be one of the most memorable and fun years I ever had in football.
Yeah.
To the offensive line who were here when I arrived, Doug Free, Travis Frederick, Ron Leary, Tyron Smith.
And I missed the guys, man. All them names he just mentioned, bro, I miss the guys, dog. I miss the guys, bro. I really do. I miss them boys, bro. And it's sad, bro, to see that whole class of offensive linemen to go by, bro. Damn, dog. Like, oh, bro. Travis Frederick, the first one. When he went down because of his medical issue that he had, damn. You want to talk about suck, bro. That hit to the gut. And then, Tyron ended up, going along and everything that you had, bro, everything that was built right there, it's like, damn, you seeing that and it's like, it's the end, bro. It's really the end. It is really the end. I'm going to let Zach Martin keep talking about it.
Thank you. You reinforced everything I believed about this game. There are no shortcuts. Success is about the work, the preparation, and most importantly, the bond you build with the men next to you. That was our edge. A tradition and a standard had been set long before I got here, and from day one, I made it my mission to live by it and uphold it throughout my career. The offensive line, the slot buckets, as Iron Mike would say, it's a unique brotherhood. The only position on the field where 5 guys move as one, doing the dirty work to ensure the team's success. It's a job that demands selflessness, toughness, and an unwavering commitment to the details. I actually started playing on the defensive line in high school, following in my dad's footsteps. Found myself practicing dry blocks and pass sets endlessly, falling in love with the craft and the details of offensive line play. To be an offensive lineman is an honor, and over the course of my career, I was incredibly fortunate to learn from some of the best teachers in this game. Harry Heastan, one of my last college offensive line coaches, had as big of an impact on my football career as anyone. He taught me what it truly means to be an offensive lineman. The responsibility, the standard, and the work it takes to uphold that every single day. When I got to Dallas, I was lucky to play for another great coach, Bill Callahan, who, like Harry, believed in relentless repetition and perfecting every detail through practice. I fit right in. Throughout my career, I had the privilege of learning from an incredible group of coaches: Frank Pollock, Paul Alexander, Steve Loney, Mark Colombo, Adam Kleffner, Hudson Houck, Joe Philbin, Jeff Blasco, Mike Solari, and Ramon Chin Young. Some might think having that many different offensive line coaches would hurt your development, but I saw it as an opportunity. Each one had a different approach, a different way of teaching, and I was able to take something from all of them along my journey.
Get it from there. You're looking at it from there and you're like, damn, bro, you had that many coaches. You had that many things to go through. And I mean, every year he was basically in the league. What did he do? The man basically was all pro every time, every year. Damn, for real? So, no, Zach Martin put in work, bro. Of course. And I think the question was asked to Jerry Jones, is he going to be put in the Ring of Honor? Of course. You think he not? Man, you smoking dope. Why not? Of course it's supposed to be that way. Of course he is. But Zach Martin, he did everything what he was supposed to do, man. Zach Martin has been a total professional. He's been holding it down for the Cowboys. Ain't nothing different about, his approach to everything. We know last year it was a different year, and we kept saying when you mention that R word, I think pretty much you're retired from there. I think that's what happens. Ulysses, what's up now? Appreciate you tuning in. Hey, man, you're probably going to have to, if you want to hear my cries about the Mavericks, we talked about them early enough. Little CJ can test for it, but, we done got our tears out the way, and we're expecting to see some more tears coming here forward. But, it is what it is. What you got? The question is Jerry going to do something with that cap? Got some video reaction to talk about what Jerry Jones talked about today as well. But before we get into that, let's talk about what else the Cowboys done did, because now, they getting some things rolling. They got Osa Digizua. They got his contract extended. You did some things with him. You picked up CJ Goodwin. You did all that. Brock Huffman. You did everything like that. Now, CeeDee Lamb restructured his contract, freed up a lot of money. And everybody was waiting for Dak Prescott to do the same. Well, I told y'all this in the beginning when everything was going down, when this guy said when he got his contract, a lot of people didn't like him and he's going to take up all the space. I'm like, bro, y'all know with his whatever he signs, they're going to reconstruct it. Y'all know that to make things fit. Now, it's just about moving the money around, but they're going to be able to do it. They're going to be able to do it. And David Moore from the Dallas Morning News basically illustrates on the I think it was all broken down by Todd Archer and everything else like that. But David Moore, who is a Dallas Cowboys beat writer, basically saying the restructure has basically created what Dallas has done with CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott has basically created $56.6 million to work with this offseason. So, and to your question, Ulysses, what do you think they gonna actually do with it? You think they gonna do it? Kind of remind me of ATL where he ran up on Big Boy because he had his brother up in there trapping. He was like, "What you got him trapping for you? Man, get out the car, get out!" And he reached out. What you finna do? What you reaching for? You ain't finna do nothing with it with your bitch ass. Bust a move. That's what I thought. That's really how it is, bro. Like, real talk. We know he might not do a damn thing. Let's skip the ad. But let's see. Going into it, Cowboys get a big chunk out of Prescott's base salary. So now basically he was accounted to accumulate what? He was going to count about $90 million on the cap for 2025. Now that's been broken down to $53.3 million. That reduction, along with the $20 million in space the club picked up by restructuring CeeDee Lamb's contract, gives you about that almost $57 million to work with. So now they done took care of some guys. Now you need to take care of Michael Parsons. Basically, you need to take care of Jordan Lewis. That is you've heard Jerry say now, before people think this is a lot of cap space to go get some players. You've heard Jerry and Steven always say they like their guys. Now, I don't know why they didn't like their guys last year, because they let a lot of guys leave. But, it was brought up to the point, do you actually think you should keep building your, keep some roster guys around if you're not going to keep the same head coach around? That's tomato or tomato. You know what I'm saying? But you let a lot of go this year. Now, this money that they got, they're going to tie it in. Telling you, they're going to give Micah his biggest contract. They're going to sign Jordan Lewis, but they're going to give Micah this biggest contract, and all that money that we're sitting on cap space, they're going to go still be cheap and say, well, we got a lot of money tied up into. I'm telling you, the play is still out there. But with Dak Prescott at least doing this part, what else you got? Since the club restricted contracts of Lamb, they signed Osa Digizua, special teamer CJ Goodwin. I forgot he was like 35, bro. And retained exclusive rights to Brock Hoffman and Tyrus Wheat. So you get some cap space that's in there. You get a little wiggle room, bro. You do. I don't know. And like I said, you got a good chunk of change. So this whole we don't have enough cap space, I'm here to tell you that's going to happen, bro. He's still going to say it because they're going to pay Michael Parsons. They going to pay Michael Parsons and they going to say, bro, we ain't got it. We ain't got it. What up, Mr. Cowboy? Big salute. What's good, my guy? What is good? What is good? Are we bringing Turpin back? I believe Turpin has been signed on a second round tender. So you will get him back for another year, which that helps. And like I said, when you re-sign Osa for the amount of time that you did, I'm telling you, I still think more than anything, their first pick could be a defensive lineman. I wouldn't like it now. I think they're to the point where they can lean to the offense since you got Osa back. If you bring Jordan Lewis back, that's good as well. But maybe a linebacker or a defensive end. I wouldn't be shocked if they win a linebacker because with DeMarion Overshoot, bro, you got to get linebackers. I think more than anything, you have got to find a way to get you some linebackers. You got to. That's really what it is. But the question is, with $56.6 million in cap space that you have now, are you going to be aggressive in free agency? Are you going to go all in? Are you going to be selectively aggressive, as you say? Huh? Okay. Let Jerry tell it. Let Jerry tell it. As you know from DallasCowboys.com, they broke us off with some questions they was breaking off Jerry Jones with. Let's see what this guy's talking about.
In free agency and retaining more of their own free agents be a little different this year than what we saw last year?
Well, I think the nature of it is because we already have, it's a part of really last year's plan. And that is when we made the big commitment to Dak, then what we had to do was think ahead and.
Y'all heard that. We had to make a commitment to Dak. The players already set up. Even though we know y'all got all this money.
From within of how to build around the commitment. Again, to emphasize, this is not a year to rebuild at all. Last year wasn't a year to rebuild. But when we made our big commitment to Dak, then the areas that we're in, we had to depend on retaining our top homegrown guys. And
so last year, I'm guessing you feeling a lot of guys that walked out the door weren't homegrown guys. Tony Pollard was. But, you know, you look at it, okay, say something.
If you notice the area we're dwelling in, of course, this also was interior defensive line. We think Smith will come on and be what we want him to be. And, of course, we may be there with a top pick early and just according to see how it falls. But the bottom line is this is a continuation of the plan. Now, as opportunity would come up from without that, not the draft, not from within, as opportunity comes up, we'll weigh it. And last year we would have waited, but we'll look and see the opportunity to improve on the plan that basically both defense and offense is to complement what we're wanting to do with a Dak-led team.
The plan, does that include?
With a Dak-led team, huh? So it's going to be a Dak-led team, but their emphasis is going to be what, y'all? Everybody say they need to run the football more. You need to get an Ashton Genty. So it's a Dak-led team, although you do need to have a good running game. But do you think they would actually spend that resource on getting a running back at that position? Do you think they'll do that? I don't know. But the more and more it sounds like they want to build around Dak, having a good running back helps, but also having good enough weapons. A running back is one, a receiver is another. Let's just see how they want to do it. So Let Jerry keep telling it.
Who've been more aggressive, I guess, early on in free agency than past year?
I don't think aggressive is the right word. I think when we see a part that a player that can take us in a direction that can improve.
Now he's talking about bringing a player that's improved. Now he said he don't think aggressive is the right word. This is the same guy who used the phrase "all in" last year and said my definition of all in might be different than yours. Okay.
Where we're going to be pretty significantly from where we're going to be if that opportunity wasn't there for that, whether it be the talent of that individual player or whether it be addressing any perceived places we need help. I wouldn't call us really void in any area, void if you include what we're going to do in the draft. I wouldn't see that. So as your question is addressing free agency, I'm not looking at free agency as a place to fill voids.
Okay. So you don't have any voids?
Not if you include.
You just heard what he just said? He's not looking forward to free agency to fill any voids. So all this cap space that you got, you're just going to say, I'm giving Micah Parsons everything. I'm going to sign Jordan Lewis, and then the rest we're just going to give to these other players that we have coming down the pipe. Is that what you're telling me, Jerry? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're going to say? Right when we were about to give you some props, bro. We were just coming around to give you some props. And you say that?
What might work for us in the draft and what we're doing with our own roster relative to who we want to sign.
So you don't believe that you have a lot of holes? Is that?
Well, but you got to project out, but everybody has to. We've got to do some speculation about what we'll do in the draft. And we've got to have some, all of those things. We've got to have some good news on the rehab front, and we're getting it. And so obviously we've got a lot of guys that didn't finish up the year that we will and need to count on to start next year. You weigh all of that where we think we can go. Now, you know, you have to have depth because you got to, if ever there was a lesson, not a lesson, but a obvious fact of being in the NFL was last year on what you do when you have injury. And of course we had.
Oh, Lord. I told y'all call it the Luka curse. Last year, starting with the Texas Rangers in 2024, I've been harping on this. I do not know what's going on in the DFW in the air around here, but bro, the Rangers couldn't be healthy. Start of 2020, Cowboys, they couldn't be healthy. The Stars have made the best of having their players hurt. They done had more depth. They actually built their team to have real good depth this year because the last couple of years they done fell short because of their depth going into that Western Conference Finals. They learned those lessons, and to have enough depth that they done had with the bodies that done fell, give kudos to Jim Neal going on there strong. But injuries, I'm tired of hearing about injuries around here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Real talk.
Last year we signed our at last year's availability, we signed our top two guys last year, and Dak and Lamb, and didn't play. Neither one of those guys were on the field when we finished up. And so the point is, we all understand everybody plays with injury, but within that, with what we can do, which we were planning on where we were going to be, frankly, under the cap this time last year. No surprises here. No surprising is where the cap was going to is this year as to what's been announced.
Micah talked about his preference for getting his deal done early enough to help build the team around him in a better way. And apparently you've begun dialogue in that regard. Where do they stand with it?
Well, again, those are good, let's say they're good earmarks. And they're all there. We know what.
I will say this. There is a certain type of energy here with Jerry Jones, though. Like, he looks direct. Like, his energy feels direct. Like, I don't know what to take from it. It's some of it's still not making sense what he's saying, but I mean, he's not sounding up there lost. Like his eyes, his demeanor, a lot of stuff looks direct with him talking about this. That's about positive I can say.
What's involved. What really counts is when you get down into it, how you can effectively get the terms to where those things are available to you once you've done the deal. Yes, we want a deal that would allow you to have room to. Usually, these contracts that you make with players give you more room, and that's good. I don't believe that in any way that not signing Dak, for instance, or not signing Lamb hurt us in any way last year on what we did in free agency.
Now stop lying, bro. You lying your ass off, bro. See, right when we tried to give you some credit, right when you had your opportunity to crawl your way up out of that shithole of the DFW front offices, you stay right where you need to be. You gonna flat out lie like that? Signing CD Lamb late and Dak Prescott extending him late didn't have no bearing effect on what you did last year in the offseason? Bro, stop playing. It's either that or you really wanted Mike McCarthy to be fired, bro. One of the two, bro. Either you that naive, which that can't be true. You can't be that naive. Or you really didn't want to fuck with Mike McCarthy last year, bro. Tell me what it is. Like, did you really want to get rid of Mike McCarthy to the point where you were like, damn, if I fire him, he'll get paid for nothing. So you know what? We're going to drag this all on his shoulders. Either way, it was a fucked up game. But damn, bro, it sounded like you didn't either you weren't fucking with Mike McCarthy no more, or you just flat out capping, bro.
See, I know that's been implied, but it didn't at all, because we had available dollars or could make available dollars to have done what we wanted to do.
So they had the money last year. Do you hear him? They had the money last year. They just chose not to do nothing. Which, you know what? I'm looking at it like, bro, they were not fucking with Mike McCarthy no more. And if that was the case, bro, see, players get hurt out there. It's the same thing with Nico, bro. Y'all out here gambling with shit, and the players are the ones that have to pay for it. They the ones that's laying their body out on line. They the ones that get hurt. You mean to tell me you are not fucking with Mike McCarthy to the point you're like, the hell with 2024. Hey, you play with what you got. We got the money, but you're gonna play with what you got. See how good of a coach you are. That's really what it sounded like Jerry just said, bro. For real. Like, we had the money. I just wasn't fucking with Mike McCarthy.
The point is that apart from having a 7-win season, which is a disruptor and really one that should cause you to get on the edge of your seat and cause you to rethink of any areas that need your attention. Apart from that, what we're doing now is, from my perspective, I was planning on doing a year ago and getting set up so that we could do it a year ago. And when we didn't do some of the things that obviously we got, let's say, criticized for, when we didn't do it, didn't do it for some of the reasons we're doing right now. We were planning on keeping Osa all along.
I know you're not on the clock, but would you like to get Mike done early just to get it out the way so he can be involved with the offseason program? You got a new coaching staff. Is there any plan to try to get him done early?
I don't have a like, and I know what you're trying to say, but I don't look at it that way. But that's like looking at amounts. That's like looking at years. When you do it, but what counts is when you're out there for that kickoff and any preparation time. All of those things count. And to the end that you have to miss preparation time on any of these issues, not Micah's, but on any of them. When you miss preparation time, that's a factor. But that's a part of it. That is what the representation, those are a part of his cards to talk about time and being available for time. And that's a part of the cards that are used in terms of, well, going ahead now. Usually now, and when you don't do now, is because of either the amount or the term, to be trite.
The amount or the term. He wasn't fucking with Mike McCarthy, bro.
And so that is a process that does get narrow as you go along. We criticize because we wait to the end
yeah, you waited to the end, and all the free agents ended up leaving already. And then and these are guys. These are your homegrown guys. Why didn't you extend them? Why didn't you pay them? Why didn't you get them in the camp? Did you really want to sabotage Mike McCarthy that bad, bro? That's all I can take from this, bro. From 2024, you wanted to fire Mike McCarthy after that Green Bay game, but 3 straight 12-win seasons made it hard for you to do it, and then you would have had to pay him for nothing. So you just said to hell with last season.
Basically, what you would call the end, and that is lining up for the first game. It just happens that way. I've been one of the earliest out on several contracts in my 35 years.
What about adding something for a trade? What possibility would that be?
Right about draft time, picks get very premium right now. And the trades relative to draft picks for a player,
Contract.
this is possibly you might call it a good time, because the round picks, to be able to use it this year can come at a premium. Now, you've got to have your bait out everywhere, and we do. But those come to you, and they don't necessarily come to you because you've got a perfect fit back over here at a position, or you've got somebody in mind. Usually don't count on that somebody in that perfect fit knocking on your door saying, we want to give him away. That doesn't
unless you're Nico Harrison.
come. If you've got to go get it, get ready, you're going to pay a premium for it. They just think tariffs might add to things.
No, you did not bring up no politics. We don't care about no politics. Your ass last year said I'm going all in, and you did nothing. And now to come to find out it's either the assets or the terms. You wasn't fucking with Mike McCarthy.
Well, you try to go over and get a player when it's
now. Before I keep saying, you weren't fucking with Mike McCarthy so bad that you let Dan Quinn get away and into the same division.
You calling rather than them calling you.
Jerry, Dak said recently that he feels you guys are close to the Eagles in terms of talent necessary to win a championship. You agree with that?
I will tell you, this time last year, I thought we'd win the division. This time last year, I thought
now
we'd
be
win
honest,
the division. I lost a lot of money. If in fact you can do what we can't do in the NFL, and that's bet on. Why? Because we'd had a good run of it over the years.
Like you say, 3 straight 12-win seasons was a hard reason to fire him. It was justifiable enough for him to Mike McCarthy to finish out the contract.
I plan on some of the things that happened for us last year, or that didn't happen, and so we're operating very with a mentality of very competitive. With our division, not just the Eagles, but with the division. Eagles are a prime one to talk to because they are the world champ. And you look good when you're the world champ, as it should be. But we'll see how it goes. It's not smart to say that we're as good or better than the Eagles right now because
you know what wasn't smart last year? For you to say that you were going all in, and then you basically wasn't fucking with Mike McCarthy, but you were going all in. That wasn't smart to say neither, Doc. A lot of people say it wasn't smart for you to give Dak Prescott his contract, $240 million contract. A lot of people said it wasn't smart for you to wait to the last 11th hour to get it done.
They happen to be the world champs, so I'm not going to be dumb there.
We got time for
one more. Obviously, picking 12, you don't want to be up here next year. You know, it's a premium pick. What's your plans or goals for that 12th pick?
Well, we've got a lot of options. The combine actually I think emphasize that. There's key players deep at key areas of the team, running back, defensive line, outside the pressure players. Frankly, this is a good time to have where we are. We're about right.
All right.
I'm not so sure that I'd want to be any higher, and I think that you're going to get a premium player at this.
Premium player. So what could that mean? Does that mean, that they're shaping up to basically get a offensive playmaker, offensive skill position, or are they taking a premier defensive player? I think they're going to take a premier defensive player because you need something at the linebacker spot, bro. You really do need something right there. And it's just, unfortunately, now he talking about the rehabs are going good as well, but damn, Overshown, that still hurt, bro. He's probably still going to be out for a while, and we don't know how much of the same he's still going to be. So, but you heard Jerry right there speak. The one thing I will say, he looked direct, but then a lot of things what I took from that, bro, he was just not fucking with Mike McCarthy last year, bro. He wasn't fucking with him, bro. And he basically set him up to fail, which we all said we were blaming the front office, but I think they just didn't want to fuck with him, bro. And if that was the case, why didn't you just get rid of him and then bring in Dan Quinn? But, maybe they believe in Brian Schottenheimer and a fresh start. Now you see they're getting deals done early before deadlines and all that stuff. Now, the quicker they can get, there's no reason for them not to get Micah Parsons extended. Now, if Micah Parsons don't get extended, he's talking, then all that talk he talked about, he's trying to help the team because all of a sudden you look at it, CeeDee Lamb done did it and Dak did it, which there's really nothing to parade about that. That was going to happen anyway. They was going to get restructured anyway. So there's nothing too much to really make about that. That was going to happen. Now you talking about you'll take less so you can get more players up in here. Now you're going to be put to the test because if this deal don't get done, you're going to be the one looking crazy at it because they're going to be like, bro, we trying to get you pumped, but you're shooting to do something else. So Micah Parsons is going to have to make up his mind and his agent as well. But the talks have been going that they are meeting. They're going to have some things. Make sure you follow me on X where you can follow me on X. And I probably, have one of the articles posted up from the Dallas Morning News, see how it go, or anybody else that, has some things going. But, bruh, that's just really what it is. That's what that – Jerry, I'm just seeing 2024, he wasn't fucking with Mike McCarthy. He was ready for it to be over. Now, you're looking for 2025 to really – them to get jump start on what they got going. This is the start of Dak's new extension contract to take them through. Now it seems like they want to get busy to do some things. Guess they're believing in Brian Schottenheimer and letting it see how it play out. So we're basically on Michael Parsons' watch. Him and Jordan Lewis watch. They get ready to sign them too. They'll probably do Jordan Lewis first, maybe, and then whatever is left, they'll allocate it to Michael Parsons. They give him his deal. They'll reconstruct him going forward, and it's just going to be a continuation of everything what they're doing. That's all. I got that piece out of the way about the Cowboys. What am I want to talk about next? Let's see. Let's get into some spring training Texas Ranger baseball. As baseball season is coming upon us, man, it'll be good to get the opening season. I talked yesterday about Adolis Garcia that he was scheduled for an MRI that he basically got a slight light oblique strain. So MRI came out that it's not that serious and he's just going to miss a few days. He's going to end up coming back and he will be ready for opening week against the Red Sox here later this month. So that was a big positive get through. I told y'all yesterday, Bruce Bochy elaborated on why Langford coming back from his oblique, that he is gearing up, and you will most likely see him at the end of this week, look like around Friday, for him to get his first spring training action before the season kicks off. Now, it's been a lot of talk about who's gonna be the closer. The Rangers went and got a lot of bullpen pitchers, but are they just arms that just to be arms? We know about Chris Martin. He got veteran stripes, but he's not known as a closer. He's always been known as a setup guy. Well, our man Sean McFarland, Damn, my bad. Sean McFarland from Texas Rangers beat writer from the Dallas Morning News. He gave an article yesterday talking about actually got him as starting prospect pitching Emiliano Teodo. Emiliano Teodo, bro, is a prospect that the Rangers have been having their eyes on, but he's saying, could this flamethrower prospect basically make his way into the bullpen? This was an article that he put out yesterday. He's saying that the 100 mile per hour that flashed on some Surprise Stadium video board is certainly worth one to watch. Let's see what else he got. Does Teodo, a flamethrowing right-handed pitcher prospect who recorded his first save in the Texas Rangers uniform Sunday versus the Arizona Diamondbacks, have a faster path to the big leads at the back end of the bullpen instead of the rotation? Let's see. Teodo did answer the question saying it's not up to me. I'm here to do whatever they ask me to do. If it's to start, then that's what I will be working on. If it's for me to close, I'm going to do whatever possible for the team to win. Oh, yeah, he means this season, by the way. I'm trying to make the team, said Teodo, who was placed on the 40-man roster in November and was extended to a non-roster invite to the big league camp. It's not anything else right now. I want to make the team. So he's going like rent due. He ain't cutting no corners. So Teodo, who is the organization's fourth-ranked prospect according to Baseball America, and the third-ranked pitcher behind Kumar Rocker and Alejandro Rosario. As y'all know, Alejandro Rosario is going to be out with Tommy John. That's bad. He's going to be shut down right there. Kumar Rocker has been getting a little bit rocked up a little bit, so that's something to see right there. Let's see. The Rangers have a crowded competition for the jobs in the starting rotation, but are a tad more wide open in the back end of the bullpen. Rangers manager Bruce Bochy has repeatedly stressed there aren't any defined roles yet, but he's also acknowledged it'd be nice to have that type of structure eventually. Texas has high leverage options like old native in Arlington, Chris Martin, Luke Jackson, and intriguing left-hander Robert Garcia. But none have the impeccable one, a closer setup job in week half of these games that's coming in. So Teodo hasn't pitched in past AA Frisco, still needs further fine-tuning his command and his round out arsenal pitches. So he still got some things to work on. But Bruce Bochy, what he's saying is, bro, he is real close. You don't know. He could break spring with us. This is the Bruce Bochy, written by Sean McFarland. To be honest, yeah, he's probably on the outside looking in, but that's how much we think about him. The stuff works. He's been starting. I like to see him coming from the pen too. That there's not a lot of arms like this. So within the Rangers organization, a lot of people fear Teodo's arm is pure talent. It might be the best. His sinker runs in the upper 90s and can reach triple digits and finds its way into the strike zone more often than the four-seam fastball he scrapped midway to the 2023 season. His power slider grades as one of the system's best off-speed pitches. So he got a lot of stuff to work with for a young 24-year-old guy. Teodo hasn't allowed a run in 2 1/3 innings this spring. He's looked his best in his third Cactus League appearance Sunday versus the Diamondbacks. He also did close today, I believe, in the Rangers spring training game. His sinker cracked 100 miles per hour 5 times. You get a sinker that has 100 miles per hour, you got some things to work with for sure. 4 of those worse for strikes. So his slider was responsible for 2 strikeouts. He threw 1 changeup at 191, damn near 92 miles per hour that was called a strike. So he's getting closer to making us believe that he can make a major league level. And that's Fenstermaker talking for the Rangers. It's hard to put a limit on what he's ultimately going to become. So now the question lies, what are you really going to do with him? Because with a crowded backfield, you still want to keep him good because then you got pitchers that can do multiple things. They might just be arms, but they're pitchers that can do multiple things. And I think that's big. That's big for the Rangers. That's big. What else did Sean McFarland say? His limited experience in the bullpen should be taken into consideration. He's only pitched exclusively on a regular starter rest in each of his last two seasons. He's never thrown a back-to-back days in an affiliated ball and hasn't worked twice in a 3-day span in his stint with the complex league team 4 years ago. So putting him in the bullpen is a risky thing because he's in our uncharted territories and how to prepare going to be a bullpen or a relief guy, because when you relieve, you got to throw hard for that last inning. What else coming to conclude this? This is something we're always talking about with him. Bochy said, obviously, as a reliever, you're on a quicker path, probably. I think he can do both. Sometimes you bring them up, let them relieve, and then go back to starting. Sometimes you keep him in that rotation. We are talking about his situation. So there's big talk about Emiliano Teodo talking about being a closer, being in that back end. They're going to want him to work in the bullpen for sure. And like I said, with Chris Martin being one of the guys who have high leverage innings pitch, especially being a setup guy, why not for it to be a good way for Teodo to do this? You get a great setup guy in front of him, that can always work for real. So they like what he's bringing in. Jared Sandler actually came out there and said, man, he got another save today. And the stuff that he's working with, he looks like he's in command. And he said, don't be surprised. You'll see Emiliano Teodo break camp with the Rangers on the roster, and looking for him to be in a bullpen role, most likely to be counted on in a bullpen role, maybe as a closer, as you have a young pitching prospect that can do both, who can close, be a bullpen, and give you starting rotation. So Rangers keeping their options open here with the pitching prospects that they got. What's up, Daniel? What's good, man? We done already cried our tears for the Mavericks, man. That's out the way. That's out the way. But appreciate you for tuning in to the back end. But Rangers, things, they just keep finding ways to do things. Also, it's been talked about who's going to be the opening day starter. I told y'all yesterday, Jacob deGrom looked like he's most likely going to be back to the back end of the rotation, which I said that's going to be fire because, you catch them series that get into the weekend, over the weekend, and you have them home series like that, and that Sunday is normally that fifth starter or something like that. Oh, that's a Jacob deGrom day on a Sunday. I'll take that. But Bruce Bochy basically saying, I think you can figure out who will start opening day for the Texas Rangers, as Evan Grant writes, that we're all most likely knowing that it's going to be Nathan Eovaldi. But he's saying on Wednesday, manager Bruce Bochy all but confirmed the obvious. Nathan Eovaldi will, for the second consecutive year, be the Rangers opening day starter. Basically, Bochy saying, well, we haven't talked to him yet, Bochy said when asked if the Rangers had him as an opening day starter, but I think you can figure that out. So read the lips. Yeah, I believe he has. So that is what it is. And when they brought Nathan Eovaldi back, look, Jacob deGrom has all the talent, but when they brought Nathan Eovaldi back, this is his team. We got his ring for it. You know what I'm saying? That Nathan Eovaldi, that Evo ring right there. He was a catalyst in getting that ring stepping up because Jacob deGrom didn't give you much. But Nathan Eovaldi was there. He was there. And he represented. So when they got Nathan Eovaldi back, signed him back, that was great news to my ears. That shows, okay, we can have something good. Now, I hate to say this because being a Maverick fan, I hate to use this phrase, but I have used it. If the Rangers starting pitching is healthy, they win the West easily. If their starting pitching is healthy, Jacob deGrom can give you 23, 24 starts. They win 90-plus games, and they win the AL West easily. I don't want to say easily, but yeah. They got a top 10 payroll still. I think they're about 7th in the payroll. Yeah. Look at it. If they can stay healthy. I hate that phrase. But it is what it is. That's what we're dealing with in the DFW. So, man, as y'all know, man, gear up, man. As you know, postseason basketball comes along. Mavericks won't be in it, so you don't got to worry about me talking about that. But the Stars will be in postseason hockey play. I'll be bringing y'all some more Stars talk. But as baseball gears up, we'll damn sure be giving y'all more talk about some baseball coming around these parts. So y'all know what it is, man. It's something to gear up for, man. A lot of things coming around these parts. like I said, for my Rangers fans, it is what it is, man. We got to die on our shield, bro. Either you going to jump ship or you going to die on your shield. It is what it is. I'm going to die on the shield. I still think the Mavericks, they tried, bro. They're going to keep trying. It's in their DNA. They're going to keep trying. They're basically fighting for all their injured, fallen soldiers. But it's like, if you don't bring AD back, then why bring Daniel Gafford back? Why bring Lively back? Well, the fucked up part about all this is the Mavericks are in a situation where they need the bodies. They need the bodies. Kai Jones had a great game against Sacramento. He couldn't go. You know what I'm saying? Caleb Martin, he's still, on the shelf. So it's just a bad situation. Everybody sold out, and you seeing what you're getting for. So, man, that's going to be it for the show today, man. Like I said, man, everybody like, subscribe, hit that notification chime for your boy one time. Stars will be in action tomorrow, so let's see if we'll get us some post-game action for the Stars going in, and then as well. So, yeah, we'll go live tomorrow post-game after the Stars, probably catch a little bit of the third period as well, because they're the team in the Metroplex that's really healing the city. It's really on the Dallas Stars. So for all my DFW people, if you're trying to heal, watch the Dallas Stars. We're getting ready for Ranger season. Let's see what it can do for us. So we'll give us a post-game on that. And then whatever else news that come, we'll probably have some more spring training news coming through here. So, it's basically that time. Really around this channel, you're going to see a lot more hockey, baseball content coming around. But at the same time, we'll still talk Mavericks. Mavericks is always going to be a topic of discussion. They have put themselves in the DFW of that, and for all the wrong reasons. And then we'll also have Cowboy talk as well. A lot of videos that we'll have come around. I wanted to do reaction videos, but you know what? I'd rather keep it as a live, talk about it live and get it out the way and do it that way. So once everything starts jumping more and getting in the algorithm, then we'll see how we can do. But until then, man, let's go ahead and chime it off, man. Appreciate everybody for joining in the chat, and for everybody who's catching this on the playback, man, hit the like button. Go ahead and drop a comment. For all the new viewers, man, if you like what you saw, man, give me a comment, give a like. Don't mind the share. If anything, we'll catch y'all back. We're going to just try to keep doing lively shows here weekly, man, and get some things out the way. Talk about DFW sports this way, on that way, man. Leaving the booth, man, is good. Hollering at y'all from the heart of Texas. That's Dallas-Fort Worth, baby. Until then, I will see y'all on the next rebound. We'll catch y'all tomorrow post-Stars game. Talk some more DFW content as well as Texas Rangers. Man, make sure you do everything with love. You know the slogan, because love always wins. Don't be miserable, y'all.
Self-made independent hoe, I'm all about my businesses. I consistently continue to bring energy, and on that keep it popping like I'm full of electricity. Try to hold me out, I wish you would have the audacity. Take a rap laxative, now I'm shitting on the industry. Self-made not a title, cause it's my identity, and wear it on my skin like it's a part of my ethnicity. Mary keep on blowing like instruments in the symphony. That keep a player buzzing like Twitter when you mention me. Being 100's a everyday living tendency, and ain't faced by hating, it makes me increase my intensity.